Hi everyone, so you're probably here asking the same question that I did when I first heard about Wolfspeak. What the hell is it? So before that, I just want to put out a quick disclaimer. A lot of this information has been lost to time, and not all of it may represent the full phenomenon that is Wolfspeak. Many of the sites we attempted to visit were gone or had drastically changed. However, this video includes the information that we could find. Thanks for watching. It all started when I was sent a page from a forum group curiously known as the Blackbloods. It was an online wolf pack. Between many laughs, I managed to get through most of the Blackbloods forum discussions, but there was something that made me pause. So I was like, what is this? Did everyone talk like they just ate a thesaurus on wolf RPG forums? How and where did this spread in the first place? There's a lot to unpack here. Let's discuss Wolfspeak. If you ask a normal human being what Wolfspeak is, they'd probably shrug. But if you were to bring up the word to anyone who was a canine roleplayer from 2003 onward, they would probably reel in disgust. For the uninitiated, we should start at the origin: online text-based role-playing. It started in chat rooms and forums in the early days of the internet, just like pretty much everything else did. Think playing a game of pretend as a kid but in thread format with greasy 15-year-olds. There are literate roleplays, in which the participants type multiple grammatically correct and descriptive paragraphs, and then there's not-so-literate roleplays, which occupy most of the internet and which are also way more fun to read. Roleplay threads can vary in topic, but popular sites tend to have an element of fantasy, like vampires and wolves with glowing appendages. Another subdivision of online roleplaying is animal roleplay, the three most popular of which are feline, canine, and equine roleplays. So the horse girls are getting some action in too. However, while the cat roleplayers would use the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter as their bible, the wolf girls had no such material, and made do with accessible and often faulty posts about wolfpack hierarchy. So where does this otherworldly language come into play? It's complicated. Despite its tame title, Wolfspeak's history is filled with ups and downs, making it one of the most universally hated aspects of canine roleplaying and notorious among members of the community. So, the funny thing is, when we were doing our research, let's just say Wolfspeak started with humble beginnings. It started on the Neopet community forums. Also known as the Neoboards, this location would spawn the first generation of Wolfspeak, with words like pedestals for legs, tassel for tail, oculars for eyes, and so on. You could build a whole room with the words that they used. Wolfspeak on Neopets died around 2008, and the lingo transferred itself onto WolfQuest and other online wolf RPGs. It later found a home on Feral Heart and Animal Jam clans and packs. By the time the decade was done, Wolfspeak had largely fizzled out and was replaced with simpler and more cohesive roleplaying. And as far as my research goes, Wolfspeak is not actively popular anywhere on the internet anymore. Wolfspeak had three main phases in its existence, each slightly different, but all with the same concept of complex metaphors and even more complex, long-winded dictionary-thumping words. The first generation of Wolfspeak roleplayers found themselves on the Neoboards, as previously mentioned. Here are some examples of early Wolfspeak. After it died on the Neoboards and 2010 approached, WolfQuest brought the language back into the spotlight. Packs on WolfQuest often found their base in forum sites like WikiFoundry, known at the time as Wetpaint, or Wikia. In this generation, Wolfspeak began to include archaic words or simply unusual words, like atramentus being used in place of dark and pulchritudinous instead of beautiful. This is around the time that Wolfspeak got super edgy, because instead of being used to describe characters, it was used for battle maneuvers and to kill. This created the first subdivision in the Wolfspeak community, separating casual players from those who learned Wolfspeak to do battle. After some backlash, the language migrated to other sites. It lent itself surprisingly well to Animal Jam and Feral Heart. The chat there was temporary, and fighting in-game usually consisted of crunching as many words as possible into one chat bubble, resulting in loads of extended gibberish. A subdivision later on occurred again among dark-themed wolf packs, who continued to use Wolfspeak, and more light or neutral-themed cat clans who were the first to abandon it on Animal Jam. These packs transformed the language into a more anatomical dissection of the feline or canine body, using words like mandible, cranium, and cuticles. It became an entirely new sport for what was referred to as advanced roleplayers. Animal Jam Clans Wiki a popular hub for Animal Jam roleplayers, became a home to hone one's skills, and advanced Wolfspeak began to evolve. Players no longer knew what they were typing as long as they could just get their battle move out as quickly as possible. They used Latin and Italian pronouns and loosely collected terms to refer to specific parts of the body. Half the time it sounded like they were casting spells, honestly, or like they were, in Harry Potter waving their wands around, cursing me. But, it was mainly used in sparring, and it would test the extent of one's vocabulary and typing skills. But make no mistake, that vocabulary was not grounded in any real-world words. That's hard to say, real-world words. Okay, anyway. The Animal Jam roleplayers had made up their own language, and it was something that only they could understand. And part of it was attempting to dart around the chat filter that had banned words like blood, forcing them to use adjectives like sanguine fluid in its place. Scorpulus sphinctomyths for claws, Venus for ears, Fentophengesis for paws, orbits for eyes, Amphixosis for stomach, oxygenators for lungs. The words got more and more crazy, less grounded in reality as they compounded upon themselves. They literally came to mean nothing at all, unaffected by the dictionary or by slang. Like I said, the community had created its own language, which is almost kind of amazing. Despite the changes, the sentiment still remained. Those who used Wolfspeak were smarter than the simpletons who said things like jaw or head or claws. This is the era where Shaq Saw and I interacted with people who used Wolfspeak in its final form, on Animal Jam.
And now I'm just saying that Lily, she said that she was like maybe about 9 years old and she joined a wolf pack, and she said that like people were using like Wolfspeak and let's see, what did she say?
Advanced anatomy,
yeah,
vocab, all that big boy words.
And she just said that she saw it and she felt left out, and then she never joined another pack ever again after that. She was just scared. Which is
that's
really
kind of like the point of that too, is to make you feel like left out, like, oh, you're the dumb one.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your first experience with Wolfspeak?
Let me think. It was like I was like around in like Serepia Forest and like in all those clans, and I just kind of like saw people like role playing like that, and I was like, wow, what the hell is going on here? And I was like, I don't think I was like intimidated. I was just like looking at them like they were like circus freaks or something. Like I was like, what the hell? Look at these dumb people over here.
Right.
And so I just made fun of them like all the time.
I mean, your first instinct was literally to like get your iPod out and take a picture.
Yeah, that was my first instinct. My first instinct was to get my iPod 4 and take a picture of my Windows XP computer. And yeah, so I sent to my at the time group chat, and I was just like, wow, look at this. What the hell is this?
Look at these morons.
And my friends were like, wow, that's so weird. And I was like, I know, right? This is so dumb.
Did you ever do it?
I didn't participate when it was like in its prime. I joined a group I like to say like 2018. No, that 2019, I think, like when it was like already like dying. So like I just joined a group with that just so I could like see like what it's about, because I didn't really know what it was. And when I joined, I did do it, but it wasn't in like the traditional sense of like roleplay. It was just like the sparring and like the games with it. Like there were like these like, I don't remember what the games were called, but do you remember them, Chloe? It was like there was like specific names for all these like games. Like I remember one was
different types of sparring tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, you had to like get your moves ready. It was like a hide and seek kind of game. Like the whole pack like went across the server in Animal Jam, and like two of them were like the zombies or whatever the hell they were, and they were like trying to find other people. Like you'd have, if they found you, you'd have to like spar them, and if you lost, then you became a zombie or something like that. It was actually kind of fun.
It was like Wolfspeak / anatomy tag.
Yeah, it was like
that is kind of cool. Cool idea.
Yeah, it was fun. It wasn't like, but like honestly, I just copied and pasted. I couldn't type that fast, and I was just like, I don't care. Everyone copied and pasted.
But as that stigma grew, so too did the language's rapid decline. How did Wolfspeak spread and why did it spread? Was there some kind of psychological brainwashing going on? The answer is yes. There definitely was. But before you put your tinfoil hat on, allow me to explain. Wolfspeak, while now regarded as a safe way to tell if someone's a virgin or not, was once considered a superior method of roleplay to some. The heightened vocabulary and nonsensical dramatic descriptions made it difficult for newcomers to get in on the action for themselves, and it made the Wolf roleplay community more exclusive. Those who could understand and perform Wolfspeak were intellectual, and those who didn't use it, well, they couldn't join the sophisticated kids club. It was implied that those who used it did so as a way to tell smarter players apart from all the dumb sheep using the regular words to describe things. The 13-year-olds from the 14-year-olds, if you will. Ears? Try audits. Body? Around these parts we say chassis. Female became Fae, Earth became terra firma, and pompous idiocy shot through the roof. But nothing can last forever. On sites like Neopets and Animal Jam, the demographic aged up, went to high school, got bullied for hissing at kids with neighboring lockers, and stopped using Wolfspeak altogether. As people grew older and wiser, they realized it was a ridiculous notion that they were trying to both simultaneously stand out and fit in with the community, so they returned to regular roleplay and abandoned Wolfspeak. It spread out across multiple platforms, but it only lasted a few years on each, never able to find a forever home. Wolfspeak became a topic of much passion and attachment among many roleplayers who had stopped using it or never used it at all. There are so many posts about the topic on DeviantArt journals and forums and all across text-based role-playing games. But is Wolfspeak dead? Me and Shacksaw took a dive into some of the last groups of Wolfspeak roleplayers on the internet. Here are several Wolf roleplay groups that we found on Wikia. These are on the Animal Jam Clans Wiki, now known as the Animal Groups Roleplay Wiki. Several of them roleplay on Discord while others roleplay on Animal Jam, but the Wolfspeak is still the same for both, or not identical, but similar. They use the third generation of Wolfspeak instead of the original, and they use a lot of anatomy words, a lot of Latin, and it's just generally difficult to understand, as you can see here, but we thought it was really interesting that there are still people using it. Ironically, after everything it's been through, Wolfspeak didn't have much to say. It's a dead language now mostly, and will probably remain that way unless it's picked up on some corner of the internet and receives a huge surge in popularity. But as of right now, that seems unlikely. Maybe it's for the best that Wolfspeak lies in its septuagenarian, anachronistic, voluminous tomb. And that wraps it up for Shacksaw and I's research on Wolfspeak and its origins. We hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you want me to continue making content like this. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.